Hello everyone. Today I have to tell you something that has shaken the entertainment world. An unexpected leak has placed Kan Yaman at the center of a storm. And this is not just any rumor. It is the voice of his own representative, someone who has worked alongside him for years, and who now, with a serious and exhausted tone, has said a word no one expected: uncontrollable. Yes, that was the word. And he said it so clearly that there was no room for doubt. In the recording, you hear a man who can no longer take it. He admits that Khan has changed, that he no longer follows plans, that he acts on impulse, that his schedule is unpredictable, and that his emotions are completely overwhelmed. What was once a disciplined star now seems like a force without direction. The news spread across social networks like wildfire. There is no official confirmation, but the silence, that certainly speaks. Because when the manager himself says he can no longer handle him, the question is not whether there is a problem, but how serious it is. The message suggests there is a disconnect between his emotional life and his career, and although no names are mentioned, it is evident that his close environment is also affected. Some colleagues have noticed his constant nervousness, difficulty concentrating, impulsive decisions, and an increasingly irritable character. Since then, every public appearance of Khan is scrutinized. Some see him tense, others distant, and many no longer know what to think. Is he going through an emotional crisis? Or is he simply a victim of the brutal wear imposed by fame? His team tried to stop the damage, calls to the press, denials, deleting posts, but the crack is already open. If the person responsible for guiding your career sends that alarm signal, something deep is failing. Producers already doubt, can a project be entrusted to someone like this? Will he attend interviews? Will he fulfill campaigns? Will he be able to maintain stability on set? Fans are also divided. Some defend him, believing it is just exhaustion. Others openly ask, is Khan okay? Will he be himself again? Meanwhile, his inner circle shrinks. Close friends say he no longer goes out, avoids long dinners and barely talks. And amid it all, he remains silent. A silence that no longer protects but unsettles, because the lack of response reinforces rumors, because not speaking also communicates. His face, tired eyes, absences speak for him. This leak has not only revealed a personal crisis, it has called into question an entire image built over years. Will he be able to rebuild, regain balance? We don't know. But if Kan Yaman doesn't manage to regain control over himself, the world, that same world that applauded him, will end up controlling him. These days, I cannot stop reflecting on how Demet Özdemir has managed to preserve her integrity amid the chaos. While everything around her turns into spectacle, she prefers to remain serene, away from the noise. Her silence, more than an absence, is a declaration. A gesture of nobility in an era where everything is said, everything is published, and nothing is kept for oneself. I am not one to idolize celebrities, but Demet has something different. Something that cannot be faked or bought. She has presence, she has character, and above all, she has dignity. Despite rumors, malicious comments, and unexpected twists in Kan Yaman's life, she chose not to play the game. She did not respond with hints or irony. She responded with silence. And how powerful can that silence be when it comes from someone who has lived so much? Recently, a Spanish journalist wrote an article praising her professionalism and authenticity. That did not surprise me. What did surprise me was how that simple publication ignited insecurities in certain people who now surround Khan. Because when a woman shines with her own light, without the need for scandals or appearances, she makes people uncomfortable. And Demet makes people uncomfortable precisely because of that. Because she does not need to adorn herself with superficialities to stand out. Some continue trying to reduce her to a memory of the past, as if she were just another X on the list. What great short-sightedness. The connection they had is still felt. I am not talking about romance, but about a complicity that left marks. Meanwhile, absurd rumors multiply about mansion purchases, extravagant gifts, and impulsive decisions that seem taken from a cheap novel. Yet she remains firm, not falling into provocations. The attacks on Khan's current partner are actually a reflection of how much Demet is valued without saying it directly. It is not necessary to compare to understand who walks with their feet on the ground. She does not need to put anyone down to shine. Her strength lies in what she has built with constant work, step by step, without seeking easy applause. I often read opinions accusing her of being cold or distant, but that is not coldness. It is a way to protect herself. I am convinced that Demet has loved sincerely, and that this whole process has left her wounds. She does not need to show them. They are sensed in her gestures, in her silences, in the way she looks when someone asks her about personal matters. Today, she seems to me one of the most admirable figures in the Turkish artistic scene. Not only for her talent in front of the cameras, but for how she faces personal matters with respect, without using them as currency to gain relevance. While Khan seems disoriented, surrounded by confused decisions and doubtful company, Demet keeps growing, moving forward, projecting a coherent image. I hope that one day they can reunite as human beings who shared something real. I'm not talking about sentimental reconciliation, but about closure, a conversation from maturity. But if that doesn't happen, that's fine too. Everyone takes their own path. And if that path leads her away from the past, I will keep applauding her way of walking, because Demet Özdemir doesn't need scandals, controversies, or labels. She just needs to be herself.